Longhorn Nation, you are listening to Burnt Orange Rising. The pride and winning tradition of the University of Texas will not be entrusted to the weak or the timid. Hey North, you ready? Let's get it!
What's up, Longhorn Nation? I'm your host, North Carter, and you are now tuning in to Burnt Orange Rising. So I just want to update y'all a little bit on what Texas has done in the portal. Since the last time we talked, Sark decided that he wanted to bring in a veteran quarterback and brings in Coastal Carolina's MJ Morris, who's played at NC State and also played at Maryland. 3-star quarterback out of Carrollton, Georgia. This is an interesting move from Sark, but not a surprising move. Obviously, he brought in Matt Caldwell last year, and he helped us. I can't really blame Sark for bringing in that veteran. You got a redshirt freshman and a true freshman. And that veteran presence in that QB room can mean a lot. Well, what could this move potentially mean for the quarterback room in the future? Let's chat about it. Okay, so MJ Morris spent 2022 at NC State, 2023 at NC State, 2024 at Maryland, and 2025 at Coastal Carolina. Attempted 320 passes, completed 186. That's a 58.1 completion rate. Threw for 2,021 yards, averaged 6.3 yards per pass, threw for 20 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Kind of similar to Matt Caldwell. But the only difference is MJ Morris played against better competition. I think he even beat Tennessee. Compared to last year, we have a more experienced veteran quarterback coming in out of the portal. Now, is this necessarily a good thing? I don't know. Because what I would like to think is, let the guys of the future get as much experience as they can. Lacey has to be put in pressure positions so he can learn how to deal with them. So I understand why you bring in a veteran quarterback, but also we need to focus on the future as well. I think KJ Lacey and Dia Bell need as much experience as they possibly can. If those two guys are the future at quarterback, then we got to get them prepared, and we got to get them prepared often. Now I understand where Sark is coming from. It's going to be a close game, especially the way Arch plays. When Arch probably has to sit out, he needs someone to come in and win the game or finish the game, someone who has that experience, who you know won't turn over the ball, or you know is going to make the correct line call when there's a blitz coming on 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 12. And you need to get that first down to finish the game, or you need to go get that first down to potentially put your team in field goal range so you can go and win the game. So there's a lot of different scenarios on why Sark probably want a more veteran presence on the field at the time. However, like I just said, if these two quarterbacks, Lacey and Bell, are the quarterbacks of the future, what do you want them to be put in those type of situations as often as possible? See, what I think is Sark is just on a win now, like whatever it takes to win now. We need that championship. That's the way I think Sark is thinking. Not long term, but what can we do right now? I can't blame him, because the masses are hungry for a national championship. The masses are hungry for success, so I get that. I honestly think Caldwell could have hit the portal. If Caldwell had more eligibility left, Caldwell could have hit that portal and someone would have picked him up based off of his performances in certain games. Because my guy had ice in his veins. My guy was so good in certain situations to have certain Texas fans wanting him in over Arch Manning. I can't tell you how many times I've seen fans say bench Arch and put Matt Caldwell in because he's had more experience. But that's how Texas fans are when it comes to backup quarterbacks. The backup quarterback is always the fan's best friend. When you're the backup quarterback, you can do no harm. Especially when you come in and you win a game. You come in, you complete a first down on 3rd and 15. Oh, they're going to love you. You're basically the second coming of VY or Colt McCoy. They love that. Texas has been hard on quarterbacks throughout the years. Look what they did to Garrett Gilbert. They booed his ass out the stadium. He went on to have an NFL career as a backup. I think he went to SMU and threw for like 5,000 yards. Imagine if he stayed at Texas. Texas went through quarterback purgatory. We couldn't find a quarterback at all. Y'all remember we had Tyrone Swoops out there? We had a tight end at quarterback, basically. Whenever Tyrone Swoops threw the ball, I held my breath every single time. And then we had Gerard Hurd. I actually like Gerard Hurd. I think Gerard Hurd is a great guy, great athlete. I love what he did at Denton Guyer. But for some reason, it just didn't work out. I thought he was the future. They moved him to wide receiver. Then we had Shane Buechele. And Buechele can sling that rock. And I love that he gave us hope in the quarterback room. And then we had Sam Ehlinger, who brought us back to where we should have been at the quarterback position. I seen Sam Ehlinger make play after play after play. Guy was a leader. Guy was a playmaker. And guy wanted to win. You could tell he would do anything to put the University of Texas back on the map, and he almost succeeded at doing that. if it wasn't for Tom Herman. And I know y'all remember the Chris Sims and Major Applewhite situation. So with that being said, the backup quarterback can do no wrong until he does wrong. Let's get back to Morris. Morris can also run the ball. I wouldn't say that his main thing is running the ball, but he's certainly capable of running the ball. I think he'll provide depth in the quarterback room because, like I said, you got a lot of young guys in there right now in Bell and Lacey. KJ Lacey should win the backup quarterback spot behind Arch Manning. If not, folks, we're in trouble. There's no way a 5-star quarterback who sat behind Arch Manning, redshirted, and was able to soak everything in, get beat out by a veteran junior whose career at this point has been mediocre at best. Not throwing shade at Morris, but let's be honest. If Morris beats out Lacey, that's bad news for Texas. And let me tell you why. We saw it this past year. Look at Trey Owens. A lot of people thought Trey Owens was going to back up Arch Manning. That didn't happen. Matt Caldwell beat Trey Owens out. I remember hearing out of fall camp in the practice reports that Caldwell just looked like he belonged. Trey Owens had a good arm, but you can tell something was off. And from that moment there, I knew that something wasn't right. And I also remember hearing how good KJ Lacey was. Everyone was talking about the deep ball that Lacey can throw, talking about how great of an athlete he was, saying that out of all the quarterbacks, even Arch Manning, that his arm looked the livest, which that's great praise. So if we go into fall camp and we hear reports that Morris is taking second-team snaps over Lacey, we're in trouble. Because if that happens, you can see Lacey transferring out for a better opportunity. And then it's another cycle. Diabell was where Lacey was at. Lacey's where Owens was at. And then I bet Sark going to bring in another veteran quarterback. At some point, we got to see what our young dogs can do. At some point, we got to develop those guys. Let's put them in the fire and see if they'll thrive. Especially if they've had a year to sit. Let it rip. Let it go. That's why we recruited them. That's why we paid them all this money. Let's get those guys out there and see what happens. I don't want to be in a cycle where we recruit these 5-star quarterbacks, bring in a veteran quarterback who started at a G5 school or was a G5 backup, but they're a senior, and that scares off the younger guys. I don't want to see that every year. Now, with that being said, the younger guys got to want that competition. I want to see a guy who want to stay and compete. I want to see a guy that says, I don't care who you bring in, coach. I'm ready to go. I'll outperform anyone you bring in. It doesn't matter to me. That's the mindset I want these younger guys to have. Because Sark's going to bring in guys. Y'all saw how many players we lost in the transfer portal this year. And some of those guys were afraid of the competition that was coming in. Some of those guys didn't want to compete. Some of those guys wanted to hand it to them. Some of those guys just wanted to go somewhere where they already knew they were going to start. They didn't want to fight for their job. Competition breeds winning. I want to see them compete in that quarterback room. And hey, if Diabell is as good as everyone's saying and he beats Lacey, then so be it. If Diabell is as good as everyone's saying and he beats Morris, so be it. And if KJ Lacey and Diabell outperform Morris and Morris is that 4th-string quarterback, so be it. That's what I want to see. Let the cream rise to the top. Now, obviously, I don't see anyone beating out Arch Manning. I think he proved himself this past season. Those next 3 spots, Lacey, Morris, Bell, let it be up for grabs. Obviously, I think Diabell is going to preserve his red shirt this year. Unless he just gets out there and just shows us that he has to play no matter what. I don't care if Sark has to put him in a certain package or what. I don't know. Although Sark doesn't do things like that. But you never know. If that guy is that good and you got to put him on the field, then that's just going to be the case. But I also think that bringing in a veteran quarterback like Morris helps the younger guys when it comes to studying and recognizing defense. I think that can only help them, and, hopefully they'll gel well and there won't be any drama or jealousy. And these guys can connect and build a bond and build a brotherhood. And everyone wants the same mission, and that's to go win Texas a national championship. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, 1 or 2 people want to hit that transfer portal when it's all said and done. Guys don't want to compete. Guys don't want the competition. But bringing in a veteran quarterback with the talent you already have in the room can either be a great thing or it can be a bad thing. Especially if Sark already told these guys, look, I'm not going to bring anyone else in. It's going to be you and this guy, and may the best man win. You bring someone else in and they may feel slighted a little bit. But hopefully Sark was honest with these guys. Was like, look, this is what's going to happen. You're going to sit this year. You're going to be 2nd-string quarterback, and I'm going to bring someone else in, but you're going to have to compete with that guy and see who wins that 2nd-string spot. If you win, great. And whenever Arch leaves, the best guy will take over that position. That's what I hope he said. But you never know, especially in this day of age with NIL and the transfer portal. It's up and it's stuck. Anything can happen. But I would like to think, and I hope, that Morris will be a good addition to this quarterback room because thankfully, Arch didn't have to miss any games last year and only missed a quarter or a few plays. Matthew Caldwell was able to come in and do his job. If it so happens that Arch and his playing style, we know Arch loves to run. Arch doesn't slide too much. Arch doesn't run out of bounds too much. Arch likes to be physical. We all know how that offensive line is. If he take one big hit, land the wrong way, boom. And hopefully we can have someone who comes in. If that happens, I hope it does not happen. I don't want Arch to get injured. But if it happens, we need someone who can come in and take the reins and still lead us to victory. Even if you miss games, we need someone to come in and get us a victory. Whether it's on the road at LSU, at home against Ohio State the second week of the season. Anything can happen. We've seen that happen so many times, especially with Quinn Ewers when Ewers went out. Luckily, Arch was there. Now, Arch isn't as injury prone as Quinn Ewers, but Arch, I think the report came out that Arch had precautionary surgery on his foot and he'll miss some time, but he should be back for spring football. So he stuck it out, but anything can happen. We need a healthy Arch, though. We need a healthy quarterback room altogether. So do I think this move from Sark can be good? Potentially, yes, just like last year. Even though Trey Owens wanted to transfer out, can there be some repercussions from bringing a guy? Absolutely. Some guys don't want to compete. Some guys may feel disrespected by this, and they'll want out. But like I said, I would like to think they'll embrace it, and they'll come together, form a brotherhood, and understand that there's one team, one mission, one dream. But we'll just have to wait to find out if that's the case. I want to move on to some of the reports that came out today about the CIP expansion. They decided to keep the 12 teams playoffs, which I'm happy about. I can deal with 16 teams, because then it's damn near like the NFL. But what I can't deal with is how Notre Dame automatically thinks that they should be in the college football playoffs. If you think you should be in the college football playoffs, join a damn conference. Y'all can pick a weak-ass schedule, don't play anybody with a pulse, and make it to the playoffs off a 10-2 schedule without having to play anybody. Meanwhile, you got people in conference, they got to go through a conference schedule. They got to fight, grind, go through a conference championship game. Y'all get to pick anybody y'all want to play who will play you, finish at least number 12, and get an automatic bid into the college football playoffs. That's not fair to other teams. That's not fair to other teams and other schools. Notre Dame basically took their ball and went home, cried about not being in the CFP, and then ended up getting what they wanted. What message does this send to the other schools? That they can complain about things and hopefully things will go their way? That they can go to court, sue somebody, and they'll get their way? This is a bad example by the NCAA and the College Football Committee, and I don't like it. Notre Dame, if you want to get into college football playoffs, do it like the rest of us. Get it out the mud. Stop crying all the time when you don't get your way about stuff. Texas didn't make it to the college football playoffs. Finished number 13 in the poll. You didn't see us crying. Well, I think a lot of people were pretty upset about that. But you didn't see us opting out of our bowl game. We still played our bowl game. The entitlement is crazy right now from Notre Dame. If you don't like the rules, don't play. They bent the knee for Notre Dame, and they're going to give them what they want just because they cried about it. I can only imagine how other coaches and other athletic directors around the country feel about this. This isn't a good thing at all. This ruins a lot of things, and that's what college football is coming to. Between NIL, between the portal, between the college football playoffs and people not liking the way things are, I'm telling you, right now, the most that it's ever been at any other time, college football is the wild, wild west. You never know what's going to happen, and damn near anything can go, and anybody can get it. And if you don't like the spoon that you were fed, you can go and get a golden spoon. If you don't like the odds that were handed to you, you can turn it in and get different odds. That's the way things are, and I don't like it. I want the old college football back. Then bring back the AP BS then. If that case, bring back paying people in McDonald's bags. And if you transfer, you got to sit out a year. You don't just get to play next year. Sit out. We're basically telling these young men, if you don't like something, if you don't like the way things are, you don't got to put hard work in. You can just change your mind and go to and get a different opportunity, and everything will be all right. That's not how life is. Life doesn't work that way. If you don't like the situation you're in, someone hurts your feelings one time, you just want to leave, that's okay. That's fine. No. Life doesn't work that way. We need to teach them about loyalty and commitment. And we teach these coaches about loyalty and commitment too. I feel the same way about the coaches. If you sign a contract, honor it. That goes for the players and the coaches. If not, there should be consequences and repercussions. I want my old college football back. I don't like the way college football is going right now. I don't like where it's heading. It's like an NFL junior, and I don't like it. That's what I got the NFL for. No, I want to see the pride, tradition, and loyalty. You can't even put your faith in a guy. You can't be like, well, I know so-and-so going to be on campus for 4 years. That's going to be my favorite player. I'm about to buy his jersey, his away jersey, his home jersey. Nope, because that guy will be off the team next week because he hit the transfer portal, and you just wasted $100 on a jersey. Meanwhile, he playing at Alabama right now. I had a Derek Johnson, number 11, Texas Nike jersey that I wore damn near every day. Wore it till the damn numbers fell off. And then I can just turn around and say, hey, this is Major Opperwhite or Romance Taylor. That's how it was. Not anymore. Guy transfer out, and they got the names on the back of the jerseys now. Guy transfer out, you're going to get clowned on for still wearing the jersey that was somebody who wasn't even loyal to your team. That's where we're at now. I miss the days where I can wear that same jersey for 8 years and just say, oh, this is someone else's jersey. He just joined the team. I can't do that anymore. I got to be specific about whose jersey it is now. Spend $100 every year on a new player and then have him transfer out the next month. That's where we're at. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And Notre Dame, you basically just made an enemy of the college football world. And I'm kind of glad because a lot of people hate Texas. I think a lot of people going to hate y'all now. Take some of that heat off of us. Y'all know how I feel about having attention on us. I want it all gone. Put all that attention on Notre Dame and their easy-ass schedule. Only good team Notre Dame plays next year is Miami and probably BYU if BYU's any good. 2 good teams, that's it. Everyone else, they can just fly by. Doesn't even match up to their talent. If we're going to let them walk into the college football playoffs for playing just anybody, we should tell them that the guidelines are, if you want this, you got to schedule good teams. You got to schedule top teams in like almost every conference. This is ridiculous, and I don't like it. No telling what we're going to have next year. Next year, we might have Georgia saying that they should be in the number 5 seed every year. If they win 10 games, doesn't matter who they lose to. I'm telling you, this is the floodgates right here. Now, other teams will think they can do the same thing because we gave Notre Dame a pass and allowed them to do it. I can already tell you that. The Wild Wild West just got even wilder. Watch what I tell you. So yeah, Texas adds veteran MJ Morris from Coastal Carolina. Now in the QB room, you got Manning, Lacey, Morris, and Bell. If Texas makes any other moves in the portal, I'll be sure to update y'all on that. I'm pretty sure Texas isn't done. I know that they're going after the Georgia offensive lineman. I think they're still going after the Indiana offensive lineman. Potentially could be getting someone off of Miami, but we'll just have to wait and see. I know Sark isn't done. We need to get that O-line straight. We still got holes in that O-line. It's not fixed yet, in my opinion. But if Texas makes any moves that are worth talking about, I'll be sure to update you on that. So here's what's going on in the SEC the past couple of days. Texas men's basketball loses to Kentucky, drops another game. I'm not even going to get on Texas men's basketball, because we all know what it is. We all know that it needs to get fixed. It needs to get fixed quick. Oklahoma stuns South Carolina in overtime. Aaliyah Chavez, City of Norman is what they're calling her, drops 26 points, 16 points in overtime. That's crazy. I told y'all in another episode, she throws up shots, and sometimes they go in. She's a Caitlin Clark starter kit. Also in women's basketball in the SEC, Tennessee beats Kentucky by 2 points. SEC is going to be a gauntlet this year. We only got a few games left. It's going to come down to the end. I still got Texas finishing in first, though. Tied with South Carolina for the regular season conference championship. Tournament is anybody's game, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, Longhorn Nation, it's about that time again where I got to sign off. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I just want to let y'all know that the Instagram page and the YouTube page has now launched. So go find us at Burnt Orange Rising. Give us a follow, subscribe if you would like to support the show. Also give us a follow on Twitter at Burnt O Rising. That's at Burnt O Rising. I'm your host, North Carter, and you've been listening to Burnt Orange Rising. Until next time, Longhorn Nation, you already know. Hook 'em.